Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We are reciting the 15th Shabad from Sri Rag Mela Pehla. Tan Jal Bal Bhaia, Man Maya Moh Manur. Avgan Fir Lagu Pae, Kur Bajave Tur. Bin Sabde Parmaiya, Dubda Dobe Pur. मन रे शब्द तरो चित लाए जिन गुरमुख नाम न बूझया मर जन्मै आवे जाए रहाओ तन सूचा सो आखिया जिसमें साचा नाओ भै सच राती देहुरी जेवा सच सुआओ सच्ची नदर निहालिया बहुड़ न पावे ताओ साचे ते पवना भया पवने ते जल होए जलते त्रिभुवन साजया घट घट जोत समोए निर्मल मैला ना थियै शब्द रते बत होए एह मन साच संतोखिया नदर करे तिस माहे पंच भूत सच भै रते जोत सची मन माहे नानक औगण विसरै Gur Rakhe Patitahe. So the reflection, the Rahau, reads Man Re Sabdataro Chitalahe. My mind, swim across the ocean of existence by fastening your attention, Chit, on Guru wisdom, Shabad. Those who do not turn their attention to this wisdom are caught in the vicious cycle of coming and going. Jin Gurmukh Naam na bujya mar janme aave jai. So let's try and understand what this means. To swim across the ocean of existence, to swim across, implies attaining a goal or successfully completing something. That's the implication. So here, one could understand this to mean living successfully. And to live successfully requires an alert engagement with the events around us. But in the normal course of life, most of us live a life which is habitual, formed by habits, it's conditioned, and that condemns us to repeat the same pattern of action. We are caught in a vicious cycle, mar janme aave jai. It comes and goes. The same pattern of behavior repeats itself endlessly. That conditions the mind and prevents it from growing. And this condition is being described beautifully by the Guru in the first section of this passage, where he says, Tan Jal Bal Bhaia, Man Maya Moh Manur, like fire burning the body to ash. Similarly, the fire of attachment rusts the mind, manur. This is the residue, renders it ineffective, in other words. So fire is used here both in its literal and functional meaning. The literal being as in burns the body, as well as a figure of speech to denote an ego-based consciousness that is fired by the fuel of unchecked desire, thoughts, that collects rust to the mind. In other words, our perpetual, habitual thinking, thought process clogs our perception. So the rust here is again a simile for a conditioned mind. So the result is that the senses are misled. Avgan fir lagu pae kur vajave tur. And they turn on us, tormenting us like enemies, while the ego calls the tune. And the result is bin sabde paramaiye dubda dobe pur. Without Guru wisdom, the same double-mindedness that we have spoken about in earlier Shabads drowns us. Multitudes have sunk because of this double-mindedness. And so the goal here is Tan Sucha So Akhir Jismai Sach Now. So our embodied being is purified, meaning it's made freed of vices only when self-knowledge abides within. And here it's important to note that tan is conventionally translated as body. It might perhaps be more appropriate to describe it as the psychophysical complex that includes the body, mind, and spirit. In other words, our embodied existence. And so, therefore, a true, referred to here as a pure devotional body, has to be fashioned. It's a work in progress. It doesn't just come guaranteed. This is something that one has to build and create. Only then can it be called sucha. And this development, as we are noting, happens through intuitive knowledge of the self, which is also referred to in places as nam or shabad. So purity here equates to a lack of vices. In other words, the vices or the misperception of the senses, organ, is cleansed through self-knowledge. And from Guru wisdom arises the true understanding of creation in the material world, Tribhavan, literally the third plane of existence. And you recognize that this knowledge, light of the Sabad, is indeed homogenized in every particle of creation, but it remains uncorrupted. So the awareness of the self brings a state of fulfillment, of contentment. And what does that do? It allows for a transcendent vision. It helps you to develop a vision. In other words, you can think about a vision that goes beyond your immediate existence, a cause larger than yourself. So it is in this way that the tan, or the psychophysical body, is fashioned through grace, self-knowledge, and being colored in self-awareness. So we leave you with these thoughts until the next time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.